I've seen these videos go around about eat with me and, meal support. So I thought, let's have breakfast together today. So first, I just want to show you the outfit of my lazy outfit of the day. It's just morning. I just got up actually, and I broke my arm. So I'm having a lazy day here at home, and I thought, you know, I'm not gonna eat alone. There are people who are alone too, and sometimes they want some meal support. Sometimes the food tastes easier and better when you're eating it with someone. So I have my bowl here, where I am going to add some oatmeal. So don't just watch me. Grab something, maybe toast or whatever you like to eat, and let's get some food going. So I'm just gonna put some oats in my bowl here. I'm really hungry because the last meal I had was at 5 p.m. last night. So here are my bowl. Is my bowl, and this is my dominant hand. So you can imagine me working with my left hand, but we're gonna do this together. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm gonna put this so that you can see what I'm doing. So I have my bowl of oats, and I'm going to add hot water. There we go. So if you've ever had an injury, if you have been forced to use your less dominant hand, I hear you. I know the struggle. The struggle is real, right? So my water is in the oats. There we go. So I'm just gonna let it cook for a few minutes because I don't need to put it on the stove or anything. I'm just gonna, I usually cover it with my kettle, my hot kettle, like so, and I just let it cook. Easy peasy. Let's show you. There we go. Can you see it? So the pot is really sitting on the plate. And I just dropped my stand here. We're going to be clumsy, but we're keeping it real. We're keeping it real today. This is the real Rebecca on a lazy day, just here at home, alone, having breakfast with you, and just chit-chatting. So as we let that sit, I'm just going to grab something and I'll be right back. Don't go away. Grab a tea or something. I'm back. Okay, so I got myself some slices of bananas that we're gonna add to my oatmeal. I think my oatmeal is done. Do you think so? How long do you let your porridge or oatmeal cook for? Oatmeal is really easy because all you have to do is just add hot water and just let it soften up. I'm just gonna add some more water because it's expanded and it looks dry. And then I'm gonna add my bananas. I tell you, it's really, really hard using my left hand. So this is how my oatmeal looks now. Can you see it? There we go. Just a simple, easy breakfast that doesn't take a long time to cook. And here's my morning hairdo. This is the stripped down Rebecca. So, you know, I've been seeing these videos on YouTube. Enjoy, okay? Enjoy with me. About, it's so hot. About people eating. And I thought it was really strange. But then the other day, I went to, for those who know, I've had cancer twice. And the second time was really hard, which was like last year. And so I'm still being followed by doctors, and I'm still will go to the cancer center to get some treatments for follow-up. And the other day I was sitting next to a lady, and she told me how she was a widower, her husband had died, and a while back. And it was really hard for her to eat, and I really felt sorry for her. And I understood. I understood how difficult it is to especially have to eat alone if you're used to eating with folks. And so these videos of Eat With Me made sense. They made a lot of sense, because then it made me see how a video like this can be helpful to someone who just wants to eat but doesn't want to eat alone. And so I hope that you've grabbed something to eat. I hope that you've grabbed a tea or a coffee, and let's have breakfast together. I actually haven't had oatmeal in a very, very long time, to be honest. The last time I had some oatmeal was last year, actually. And I had oatmeal and, was it blueberries? And that did not sit well with me. So that's why today I was like, I'm gonna try bananas, and hopefully this will go down better for me. And I'm sorry, like, I'm also getting notifications, so when you see me looking up, that's what that's about. But yeah, it tastes really good, and it's very nutritious. So I'm having my low carb in the oatmeal with other micronutrients, and I'm getting my, I think it's potassium, in my banana. And I'm not having breakfast alone, I'm having it with you folks. So what are you having for breakfast? And how are you doing? How has your week been? Did you have a good start to the day? How are you doing in general? This feels weird because I've never done this, but it doesn't, because I know that I'm not eating alone. So cheers. Have you ever had oatmeal? I know that I live in Canada now. I've been in Canada for 20 years, and so I wasn't born here. I was actually born in Kenya, in Africa. And we had different breakfasts when growing up. Sometimes my mom would make porridge, and she would make it from corn meal. That's the most common porridge that I grew up having. Some people in my neighborhood and in my community had porridge as well, but they would have varieties, things like millet or I forget, sorghum. I think those were the most common porridges that people had in my community when I was growing up, was millet and sorghum and cornmeal. And cornmeal is almost like white corn. So if you're familiar with the corn that people have during the summer, so people would take it to a posho meal or a place where you, in the community, there was actually community meals where you would just take your harvested corn that it's first you harvest it and then you lay it out in the sun for a few days until it's completely hard. And then you take it to your neighborhood meal and then they would turn it into cornmeal, bring it home and make porridge for your family. Life was easy back then. They still do that. People can still take their corn to the neighborhood meal and get it ground into flour, bring it home and make porridge for their family. It's not like here where I have to go to the store, buy my oatmeal or whatever meal or flour that I need. So different times, different locations, different cultures, but I've got used to oatmeal now and I enjoy it. And it's good for you. It's a simple meal and easy to make. Just pour water and you're good to go. How do I look? If you're one of my people that I work with, this is probably the most basic you've ever seen me, and that's okay. We're all human and we have lazy days, and that's okay. I like to say that you have permission to rest. You have permission to strip down, not be in makeup. It's okay. It's okay to have a lazy day. It's okay to take a mental health day. If you're working too hard, take a day off and just lazy around, because tomorrow the same pile of papers will be there waiting for you at the desk. Trust me. I know how it is. So did you grab something to eat? What are you having? I didn't make tea today, but I always like having tea as part of my breakfast. My go-to tea is green tea. I love, love, love green tea. Do you drink tea? Do you drink coffee? Are you a tea person like me? Sometimes I'll treat myself to a coffee. And my go-to coffee is a chai latte from Tim Hortons. I love chai latte. So I hope that I'm not just rambling and that you've grabbed something to eat too. Enjoy. It is good. So what have you been up to lately? Are you in school? Are you working? Are you in between jobs? Are you on welfare? Are you retired? What have you been up to? This is so cool. Maybe we'll do this again, and this time we'll have lunch. What do you think? So yeah, I'm really grateful for having company, and thank you for joining me for breakfast. I hope you're enjoying your breakfast too. So I'm just thinking about other kinds of breakfasts that you out there might be having. I know some people like having toast and bacon and sausage and pancakes. I'm not big on pancakes. I used to, but I'm not big on pancakes anymore. I also used to really love like meats and things, but not so much anymore. I'll have an occasional steak, but I'm mostly finding myself having more grain-based kinds of meals, you know. And I used to not find them flavorful, but there's ways that you can really spice up whole foods and grain-based meals by using just spices or things like that. So sometimes I'll have a lentil meal and I'll add some turmeric, or I'll add some curry powder, and it makes a big difference. You know, most people assume that people from Africa like spicy food, but it's not always the case. I didn't grow up with spicy food. The spiciest food that I remember my mom making was a dish called pilau, and this is a rice dish that comes from India. And so if you're from India, you probably call it pilaf, like Pilaf, but in Kenya they call it pilau, Pilau. It's similar, but the spice levels are different. And I think the East Indian pilau is spicier than the one my mom used to make. I know there are people in Kenya who make it spicy in the coast called Mombasa, but my mom didn't make it too spicy, so I was not so used to spicy food. But now that I make my own meals for my family and friends, I add some spice, but it's probably not as spicy as some people would want it. Do you like spice in your food? How do you like your food? I think spice is okay, just not too much of it. So I'm almost done my breakfast. And it's been nice not eating alone, actually. And I hope that you didn't have to eat alone either. As I said, I've seen these videos on YouTube of eat with me or have lunch with me. And it made sense to me now. It makes sense, especially when you're alone. Maybe you're recovering from an illness, or you just live alone, or you don't have a good relationship with food and it's like eating is a struggle. I see why these videos are made. And so being a motivational YouTube channel myself, I know I focus on mental health wellness. This is a little different, but I think it's also ties into mental wellness, because when you have company, you feel better, and the food tastes a little bit yummier than when you're eating alone. So thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for grabbing something to eat. And if you're gonna watch this a little later than the live, join in and don't eat alone. Grab a snack and let's eat together. I know that it's not always easy to be around people for some people who have anxiety and things like that. And so here we are, just having breakfast, not interrupted, no need to be anxious, just enjoying our meal. So thank you for hanging out with me. I'm gonna continue my lazy day, cleaning, and just giving myself a self-care day. And I hope that you will also give yourself a self-care day and just give yourself permission to just not do much today, because tomorrow is a new day and we can continue where we left. Take care and bye-bye.